What's going on, guys? Tron here. Going to be doing a video showing some of the best 3-star attacks here in CWL and Parabellum. CWL is just about over. Going to be looking forward to getting back into my regular videos. I did not do CWL and Parabellum, but we are looking very good here in this war. Everyone performed very nicely, and we should be staying in Champ 1 League for next season. So let's get right into these replays, guys. So, with CWL, especially at Town Hall 12, most of these strategies that we're seeing are going for the 2-star with the potential for the 3-star. And sometimes that can eliminate certain attacks on certain bases. Hog attacks, Laloon attacks, things like that can get a little bit more tricky because they do have a fairly high-risk percentage of getting a 2-star. So you're going to be seeing a lot of Queen Walk Miner hits, going to be seeing a lot of Angry Dragon hits because they are the safest. And a skill attacker can turn that safe 2-star into that 3-star attack. So Brutalism is going to be coming in here. Going to be starting away from the Town Hall, which is perfectly okay. He's going to punch in here with the Wrecker. Can really get tons of value. I want to notice he drops his king up there by 12, and watch by the end of the attack, how far that king makes it all the way around the base. So I love how everything's tanking. He has those 2 wizards to come in here. He grabs that cannon and that air defense. Just a very simple opener here, but also very precise and taking advantage of that tanking and getting a lot of DPS. He's already here at 32%. And he has not deployed any miners here. That double ice golem is tough in the CC. Does really freeze that queen charge, but that eagle's down, inferno's down. Here come the miners in. So it's a little risky starting away from the town hall, but there isn't a lot. There's no inferno there, just a couple whiz towers for splash defense. So he's going to hit the king's ability, which was pretty important. He needs to funnel as many of those miners back into the base as possible. Here comes a few of those Teslas popping up. Gets that first heal down. Maybe not a ton of value there until they tend to come back in here. Loses a few there to the spring traps and the giant bomb. But he's going to drop a heal as they approach that Giga Tesla, and he's going to have just an excellent Warden ability here. He's going to snap it right there, covering that multi-inferno. You saw those miners were getting pretty low on health. And as you guys can tell, there isn't much left up on this base. So he drops that last heal for that multi-inferno. And look at that king. The king is already working up towards 3 o'clock. It has stayed up that long. King just did tremendous DPS through this entire attack. GG to Brutalism. That was a great attack, buddy. This base is absolutely crushed. Plenty of time. Queen is still up, so great job to him. Going to be moving on to the second war here. We switch over. We're going to be looking at base number 5. This attack is the Angry Dragon attack. Was just beautiful to watch. Everything was done perfectly. It's another great strategy that you can use to get that safe 2-star. So that is a single Inferno. Going to rage, drop these bats. So he's got those two archer towers, 2 air defenses, but it's really looking to get that Inferno down as well as the Eagle. You'll see a freeze here over that single Inferno and X-Bow. Maybe not the most value from that freeze. Maybe if could used it somewhere else. You have to think about when you're dropping those bat spells is you don't want to drop so many that they all die to a whiz tower, but you also want to drop enough that you get the value that you want out of it, i.e. she wanted that Inferno and that Eagle. And then if you can conserve spell space, you can use those other spells at other parts of the attack. So it's going to use an E-Dragon here. It does take a little bit of damage, but you'll see that E-Dragon is going to get a fair bit of value. Personally, I prefer a dragon working up the sides because it is 20 less housing space, but she does get fairly good value here. So now she's going to send in those dragons and those loons in at the town hall. There's the tornado trap. Excellent Warden's ability to save all of his troops over that town hall. And with the Infernos on single, you can already tell that this base is crushed. So the king is worked down to 3. Not sure why the queen was beaten on that wall. She just loves to do that. You can see also notice the slammer is full health. So the queen is going to clear all the way out from 6. Heroes are no problem for what's left up here. Absolutely crushed this base. There's really nothing left here, guys. So you can tell that this is a solid 2-star strategy. All you got to do is really look at the base and see, hey, where can I drop these bats? Can I get an Inferno? Can I get an Eagle? That's really what you want minimum, is 1 Inferno, 1 Eagle. If you can get 2 Infernos, that's great, but you really have to take into account whether it's a multi-Inferno, how much splash damage is around, and do a quick judgment on how much value you can get and how many bat spells you might need. Keep in mind, at Town Hall 12, the latest nerf was only about 11%. You lost about one bat for each spell, so not a huge nerf to that, but still, hats off to her. Great attack. Absolutely crushed that base. Excuse me. Going on to war number 3, going to be looking at attack number 7 here. Again, another Queen Walk Miner hit by Kev. Comes in here, gets extend value from that Test Loon. That Test Loon grabs that Black Inferno. He could have lost a healer or a baby dragon, especially on these unscouted bases. That's a necessary thing that you need to do. If he had lost a baby dragon, that could have messed up his funnel, or he could have lost a healer, both of which could have really messed up this attack. So you've got to take those precautions, especially when you don't have any scouts. Just punches in quickly through 2 walls to get that Town Hall. Keep in mind, he does only have a partial lure here of the CC. So keep in mind, when you're having this attack, you see that CC come out, do that quick mental math. Make sure that you got a full lure. And if you didn't get a full lure, continue to wait. You never know what else could be in there. Here you see the Ice Golem pops out because that was donated last. He's going to send the miners in. It's a great choice of entry, I think, for the miners because it's the closest to the queen and those healers. So he's going to drop that first heal over that multi-inferno. King's ability, he needs to keep those miners funneled into the base, so he's going to try and clear that side down as fast as he can. You'll see this Warden ability, I think, was great. He's going to get tons of value that he was under attack from 2 multi-infernos and some point defense. So his miners were taking a lot. Could have lost a lot if he didn't have a really good heal. So that Warden's ability was absolutely clutch. Queen is still beating on a wall, but that's no worries. He's going to rage and heal here. I really like that choice because sometimes the miners can take on a lot of damage when you rage them. They can come up and they can hit giant bombs. They can take down bomb towers. And they can actually take a lot of DPS faster than you can heal. And sometimes that rage can almost be like an instant suicide for your miners. So you do have to be careful with that. Some people like to use the Warden ability and then rage, or you can do like a rage heal combo, so you can avoid that scenario. That last Inferno is single. You can tell he's only got one, his Queen's ability, so there's absolutely no problem getting the 3-star here. Great job to Kev, buddy. Excellent attack here. Base is absolutely crushed. Great base identification and execution there. Going to be jumping back out here to war number 4. Going to be seeing attack number 3. And I put this in the video because this is one of those square bases that you see. I really don't know why people are still using them, except that I do know that attackers are still struggling with them. I'm not really sure why, because they're very easily crushed by a hog attack or a Laloon attack. And any skilled attacker is going to absolutely have no problem 3-starring this base. They've done it a ton of times. And it's actually kind of getting old because it's almost not a challenge for some of these attackers. So Tulip Planter is going to come in here with a Queen Walk. Queen did get a little low there, but she was keeping an eye on that, on the point on how fast the DPS was coming in, and so she was absolutely okay there, was confident that the Queen would not go down. It's going to use the King and 2 Wizards up there for a funnel. A great King's ability. Remember, if you sometimes need to clear out those buildings faster than you might need expected, so you don't always want to wait on that King ability until it's low, until the King is absolutely low on health. Sometimes you need to use that ability because you need to clear things out. So here she comes in with that Ice Golem and that P.E.K.K.A. Keep in mind, Ice Golems can be susceptible to spring traps. So a lot of times you can see attackers try to determine where you might come in with your CC troops, that Ice Golem and P.E.K.K.A, and put a spring trap there, and you can actually lose your Ice Golem immediately after it comes down. But Town Hall is down, the Queen is down. Haste those Loons in over that Multi-Inferno. She's got another one here at the top, but it's going to use the Warden ability to get through this. It still has a heal, freeze, and 3 haste left. The cleanup is already down. The Queen is still up. Absolutely not worried about this attack whatsoever. It's going to drop this heal. Perfect heal to get as much value and power through this Multi-Inferno. Freeze. That haste, you can tell, gets those balloons right up on top of that Multi-Inferno. Can't do any damage. The Queen is going to take this air defense and then move over and take this Wiz Tower down, which are the 2 big things that could have stopped this attack. Again, Queen beating on a wall, not going to take down that Expo. She's just really unpredictable all the way around. But this base is absolutely crushed, guys. I don't know why people are still using them, but they're pretty easy. They look intimidating, but just practice, and you'll notice how easy they are to crush. But great job to Tulip Planner. She did an absolutely phenomenal job here on this attack. We have 2 more war attacks to see before we're going to wrap this video up. Let's see, number 12 in this war by Mike's Pickle. Again, another Queen Walk Miner hit, guys, even with 3 Multi-Infernos. I picked this attack mainly because there was so much that went wrong, and there was so much that should have caused this attack to be a 2-star attack. And when I was watching it, I just couldn't believe that, it turned into a 3-star. So I just had to put this one in just because it's so crazy. So going to use the Baby D and those wizards for the funnel. The Wall Wrecker's going to come in here, knock on that storage. Didn't get much value there from those wall breakers. But here comes the Tesla, the Giga Tesla. No Tornado Trap has been popped, and he's going to send that Warden ability in there. Just the Warden. He hasn't hit the ability yet. And watch this jump here. If I were him, you'll notice she's going to take down that storage and that cannon. I've been very worried that the Queen was going to walk out and knock on that Dark Elixir storage, but she's actually going to come in. She targets that Wizard Tower with that jump. We have the Baby D and the Hound CC, which is a great CC choice here. And going to use the Queen. I'm all confused here. You're going to use the King here down here at 6 o'clock. Send the miners up. You'll notice the healers actually switch up onto the miners, which was a good thing. A few of those pups are still up. Sends a minion in. He's going to try and get those air mines down as well as those minions. They can do a lot of damage. And now you'll see he gets this split on his miners. He's got some that aggroed onto the Queen. They've got some that went over to that Multi-Inferno, but then they didn't actually lock onto the Multi-Inferno. So the attack is kind of getting hairy. Now he's under fire by 2 Multi-Infernos, and he doesn't have a Warden ability and only 1 heal left. So I would have been fairly nervous at this point. He uses this last heal. Everything is really kind of spread out. He has some miners here down with that air defense. Some are up there on that Multi-Inferno. They're taking a lot of damage. But you know what? They keep working, and they keep taking down buildings, and this is a 3-star. So, you can't criticize it, but it looked a little hairy. He got it together, and it's a great attack. So this base is crushed. Still has that Queen's ability. Still has that Loon. That P.E.K.K.A, with those healers, beat through that wall, is going to get that Multi-Inferno down, and this base is absolutely crushed. So GG to Mike's Pickle. Great job, buddy. You pulled it off. You can't ever complain about a 3-star, no matter how rough it looks. So number 6, going to be hitting our last attack here. Base number 12. This is I think this is our second or maybe third base that Kev has hit. And once again, what do we have? Queen Walk Miner, guys. Really dominating CWL right now, if you haven't noticed. And what do we have? 3 Multi-Infernos. So, just a really, really strong attack. He's going to come in here. He's going to use that Baby D and, again, punch in with the Wall Wrecker. Pretty standard stuff here, guys. The Baby D up at noon at 12 o'clock was pretty important. You'll see that the Queen likes to take down that Wiz Tower and that Archer Tower. If those trash buildings hadn't been taken down, that Queen would have walked. These are all these things that you need to be thinking about when you're planning your attack. Here comes that CC lure. Going to have some goblins. Not too big a fan of them, but you know, they do a little bit of damage. They do more damage than archers. If you have some leftover space, you definitely want to put in goblins instead of archers. But gets it down here. The Valkyries are going to still punch that through that wall and get that Eagle artillery down. So what do we have? We have one Eagle down. We have one Inferno down. We have almost 30% damage. And here we come with the miners. He's going to send them in down at 6 o'clock. He would have liked to send them in at noon. But again, with CWL, you have to absolutely secure that 2-star, and he pulls off the 3-star. So again, you absolutely can't complain about that. There is a lot of storages that they get hung up on, which I really hate to see, but he's going to hit this king's ability. He needs to funnel those miners up. So again, you don't have to wait till the king gets super, super low. You just need to use it when you're going to get the most value. Excellent Warden's ability here. The miners hadn't locked onto the Town Hall, and we're taking a lot of damage, so he did protect them from that. They're going to get under this Giga Bomb. Very low health, but he's going to drop a heal over the Wiz Tower, and he's going to have giant bombs, Teslas, bomb towers. Absolutely tremendous value from that. There's only one Multi-Inferno left up, and he has one more heal. So beautiful attack, Queen's ability. Kev, buddy, you absolutely crushed it. You made it onto the video a couple times. So hats off to you, buddy. Going to just fast forward up here until the end. War number 7 is finishing up. Not going to show any attacks from that war. It may show up on a couple of replays on the following few videos. But that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you liked watching these 3-star attacks and kind of seeing what the planning is like and what the strategies are. Hope it helps, and good luck out there.